Managerial Accounting Example 4C. Please read and be familiar with the example, and we'll begin. This is a special order setting. It's a setting in which we have a customer who wants to order a product from us, and the product is going to probably be less profitable than our normal business. If a customer is ordering our normal product at a normal price, that's not called a special order, that's called an order, and we accept it. If, for whatever reason, a customer proposes something to us that turns out to be more profitable than our normal sales, well, again, we would accept that. If a customer proposes something that appears less profitable, we may decide to accept it, we may decide to reject it. A couple things to consider. If it's a very important customer that we don't want to disappoint, and we know that this won't cause all of their future business to become less profitable, then that might be a reason to accept it. If this is a one-time customer, a customer may be in a different market, a different country, something like that, where we aren't going to affect our normal business and our normal profitability, then we would consider accepting it. Or maybe if this is something that we're willing to support at a loss or a reduced profit, if it's a charity or something like that that we're willing to support, and one way we can support it is by selling a product to them at a lower price than we would sell to a normal customer, we could do that too. So there could be a variety of reasons we'd accept a less profitable order than we would normally want to accept. But if this is simply just a customer who wants to buy something from us, and we're still intending to make a reasonable amount of profit on the order, we have to consider the cost and the revenues associated with it. So in this particular example, we've got a belt that normally sells for $70. Someone's offered to pay $55 for a large order of belts that has a special logo stamped on it. And so, again, we need to understand our costs. And in this example, the sales manager has asked the accountant for a cost of the belt, and the accountant provides a standard report. Then the sales manager says, hey, you know what? I remember when I took my MBA class, this sounds like one of those things where the overhead cost wasn't quite what I needed to know. So she went back to the accountant and said that, I need this for a special order. Someone would like to purchase a product from us at a price lower than our normal price. Now that the accountant knows what the information is used for, we can give better information. Let's assume that the leather and the buckle and the labor cost are all going to be variable. The overhead applied is what we need to worry about, and the accountant says that only $2 of the total overhead would be considered variable. All right, so now we have some better information to understand the special order. So let's take a look at what we need to know. If we sell the special order, what's going to happen? What is relevant? Well, the revenue is going to be relevant. We're going to do this both on a per unit basis and a total basis. Our revenue, they're offering to pay us $55 per unit, and they would like to buy 500 units. So we're going to take that $55 multiplied by 500 units. So our total revenue would be $27,500. Let's take a look at our costs. Go ahead and drop these in here. Our leather is $18 a unit. The custom buckle would be $14 a unit. The labor cost is $15. The overhead, remember this is the one we have to change. Only $2 of our overhead cost would be considered variable. And so our total variable costs would be $49 a unit, or $24,500 in total. And then we've got the tool to stamp the Jacobs logo into the belts. And that's going to be a total of $4,500. And I'll just put that in the total column because we're not paying that on a per unit basis. And so our total costs to fulfill the order are going to be $29,000. And so if we take the revenue minus the cost to fulfill the order, $27,500 minus $29,000, it looks like we would lose $1,500 on this order. Now, that doesn't mean we don't do it. We could really want to have a good relationship with Jacobs. They could be one of our better customers. For whatever reason, we may decide to go ahead and fill this order, but we should fill the order knowing we're going to lose $1,500 and hoping we get some long-term benefit from doing that. So that is question 1, or requirement 1. How much would net operating income change if we filled this order at Jacob's request? It would be a loss of $1,500 on this particular order. Second question says, given all the information above, what is the minimum price Carter should accept on the Jacobs job to break even? If we're going to break even, really what that means is that our total revenues should equal our total costs. So our total cost to fulfill the order are going to be the $29,000. The units in the order, they're asking for 500, so our selling price per unit to exactly break even, $29,000 divided by 500 units. And we would need to sell the belts at $58 a unit simply to break even. Now, that wouldn't give us any profit on the order, but that would at least allow us to fulfill our costs exactly, or to cover our costs exactly on this particular order.